I'm Stu Kohn. We're here at East Brunswick High School for tonight's wrestling, the girls of East Brunswick versus Linden. And I'm being joined by Garrett Kohn. Garrett, girls wrestling has really taken off. What do you attribute the explosion to of girls wrestling?
Sure. Well, first, let me say it's great to be here with you, Dad. It's nice that we get to do the father-son duo here for tonight's matchup. To answer your question, girls wrestling, like you said, has really taken off. For a long time, girls have always, of course, been able to wrestle, but often on the boys' teams. And now over the last couple of years, the excitement, the energy around it has enabled these teams to build rosters of their own. So tonight's dual meet is going to be two full girls teams, and I think that's absolutely incredible, something that we should be really proud of here in East Brunswick. And I think it's going to be a really good matchup here tonight between Linden and East Brunswick.
I mean, who would ever imagined, when you talk about girls wrestling, that they'd have their own teams and teams would have 20 and 30 wrestlers on them. I mean, the numbers have just skyrocketed, and the growth of wrestling is really attributed to the girls.
It is, and it's something that we should be really proud of. The girls should be really proud of for pioneering this. And I think we're excited to see where it continues to go in the years to come.
So we'll be right back with tonight's action from East Brunswick High School.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wrestling Alumni Night 2025. We have quite a few alumni here. We want to recognize them. As we announce your name and your graduating year, why don't you come and stand in front of the Bears bench. We have Jean Lazark, class of 1994. Glenn Pazinko, class of 1985. Stu Kohn, class of 1980. And his son Garrett Kohn, class of 2013. Matt Pazinko, class of 1991. Rachel Daddio, class of 2010. Ralph Daddio, class of 1970. Paul Moscatello, class of 2000. Mike Moscatello, class of 2000. Kate Avalone, class of 2004. Aiden Sampson Huggins, class of 2024. Christina Imperial, class of 2024. Peter Zara, class of 2016. And Anushka Karande, class of 2021.
So we're back at East Brunswick High School for the Lady Bears.
Now here are your starting lineups. Kicking things off at 100 pounds. For the Tigers, Stacy Diaz. And for East Brunswick, a forfeit. At 107 for the Tigers, a forfeit. And for East Brunswick, Olivia Mitchell or Camila Morgado Mendoza.
So this is referred to as the Lehigh introductions.
Janessa Baranona. And for East Brunswick, Abby Zagorszewski or Jana Young. At 120 for the Tigers, Adriana Fernandez. And for the Bears, Emily Cuomo or Kiziara Van Ness. At 126 for the Tigers, Tamara Maryland. And for the Bears, April Sarmiento or Olivia Bellin. At 132 for the Tigers, Luhana Cosio or Johanna Jones. And for the Bears, Ari DeMayo or Sheer Hockman. At 138 for the Tigers, Becky Tregoso. And for the Bears, Adrienne Patino. 145 for the Tigers, Bridget Velez or Brianna Pereira. And for the Bears, Emily Valencia Vargas. At 152 for the Tigers, Jessica Toms. And for the Bears, Soleil Wen or Faith Soto. At 165 for the Tigers, a forfeit. And for the Bears, Marisol Tora. At 185 for the Tigers, Ivana Mendez. And for the Bears, a forfeit. And at 235 for the Tigers, Lily Estrada. And for the Bears, a forfeit.
So we're about to get underway. Our official Anthony Zullo, number 160, is going to call the captains and coaches to the mat. We're going to go live to Anthony's mic.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Yeah, you. Captains and coaches. Good luck to you.
Waiting for the East Brunswick coach to take the mat. That's Rachel
Good luck,
Daddio.
Coach. All right, guys. Real simple. We got green, home. You guys are red, okay? Red, your choice. Odd or even? Even. Shake hands.
Red
lady.
selects the even bout, so they'll have choice in every other weight class.
Okay.
Starting with the
Linden
second weight
has
class.
even bouts.
They will be red on the scoreboard. Makes it nice and easy for the referee. And East Brunswick in the green. We wrestle 12 weight classes for the girls. There is a few forfeits sprinkled in, not for the lack of numbers of participants, just how the girls' weights shake out. The East Brunswick and Linden team both in good depth in numbers. I mean, who would have thought it, Garrett, that East Brunswick and wrestling in general and the girls would just explode like it has over the last couple of years. We went from teams having one, maybe two girls to a couple dozen. It's just blows my mind how wrestling has taken off for the girls. So our match is going to start off at 100 pounds, and East Brunswick doesn't have an entry. So Linden's going to start 6-0 on our team score. 107 is our second weight class. And I don't think Linden has an entry. So Olivia's going to pick up a win. Virtue of a forfeit. Our score is even at 6. Each team exchanging forfeits. And that moves us up to our third weight class of the night, which is 114. And we're going to actually see some competition here.
So now we have Olivia Mitchell here for East Brunswick.
And she's a good one. She's had experience. She's wrestles year-round, and she's quickly in on that single, looking to convert it for a takedown. She spins around, textbook takedown, good technique, and she's on the board first, on top in score, 3-0, and on top in position. She hooks the ankle. A lot of love in girls wrestling, Garrett, I have to tell you.
For sure. And you'll notice on the scoreboard, Olivia here picked up 3 points. One change in wrestling this year is that wrestlers on a takedown are awarded 3 points. In previous years, you may be familiar with wrestlers earning 2 points. That's a big rule change this year.
And it's added a lot more action, a lot more scoring, and fans want to see scoring. You know, everybody wants to see scoring.
So Olivia's going to take the lead here, 3-0 on the bout score. On your screens for our listeners and our viewers, the score to the left, closest to the team name, is going to be the individual bout score. Then you're going to see the initials for each of the teams, EB and OB. We're going to get that fixed there on the screen for Linden. We just had our boys match. Old Bridge was up there on the screen. East Brunswick, the EB is going to indicate the team points. And on the Linden side, the LI is going to indicate 6 points for Linden on the team score. So again, our team score is going to be 6-6. Each team picking up 6 points individually from each of the forfeits in the first and the second bout. And now here in the third bout, on the left-hand side of the left score, Olivia Mitchell up 3-0.
Olivia's 15-3 on the season. This is her 5th year wrestling. And not surprised, her favorite teacher at East Brunswick High School is Mr. Corsal, who's the middle school wrestling coach. She was first in 2004 GMC, fourth in the Beast of the East, which is a very competitive tournament. She's a region finalist and a state qualifier as well. So we're going to move on to the second period
Green choice, correct?
with Olivia on
Green choice,
top,
correct?
3-0 in the bout
This is
score.
third
Looks
ballot.
like she's going to select neutral,
Green choice.
judging by her hand movements.
You want to
Nope,
defer?
she's going to defer
Green
her
wants to
choice,
defer?
so she'll have
Red,
choice in
your
the
choice.
third period.
Neutral. Red select. Red says stop.
Linden takes the top position.
Green deferred her choice there to Linden, so the choice is going to come back
Set.
to Olivia there in the third period.
And she's
We're neutral.
quickly out
We're
for
neutral.
one, wasted no time. She was out in 4 seconds. Now in on an attempt for a takedown. She needs to get to the head outside. She
Three.
cuts the corner. She picks up 3. It increases her lead to 7-0. She's working a half on the far side. She takes that out. She's going to let her wrestler, might be just
Let her
going to
up,
let her
let her
go. She's going to exchange the 1 point and hope to pick up 3. And the strategy looks like it's paid off.
You gotta let
She
her
increases
go.
her lead to 10-1. You hear our referee saying she's got to be fully
One.
free and able to protect herself to get the neutral so she can come back for the 3-point takedown. So we're at 7-1 here in the second period. Our team score is at 6-6. Olivia with good technique, good form. Great shrug by, spins around, cuts the corner, picks up yet another takedown, her third takedown. We're halfway through this mat, and we're at a 10-1 in favor of Olivia Mitchell.
For those that are familiar with wrestling, you'll notice the weight classes are a little bit different tonight. Right now we're at the 114 bout, 114 weight class, 114 pounds. And it's going to look a little different for girls. Girls work with 12 weight classes, boys 14. So to spread out that weight appropriately, the weight classes will look a little different. We'll take you through that throughout the evening. At this 114-pound weight class,
Olivia's riding tight, trying to keep her opponent down. She's got the hook over that near ankle, got her hand on the far ankle.
it's going to bring us to the end of the second period.
Green selects neutral.
Green takes neutral.
Remember, she had deferred her choice. She wanted choice in the third period. She takes neutral.
Ready? Set.
Right now, she's got a 9-point lead over her opponent. If the match were to end here with 9 points, Stu, talk to us a little bit about how many points she'd pick up for her team.
Okay, if the match had ended with this differential in scoring, she'd pick up 14 points, which would be considered
Red stall.
a major decision. Red is penalized for
3.
stalling in the
All
process of
offense is
Olivia's takedown. All the offense has been from Olivia. Both wrestlers need to stay aggressive to avoid a
Neutral.
stall warning. Linden picks up 1, and
3.
Olivia's right back on a takedown, and she's looking to work a deep half and pick up even more. Our referee's down looking for the fall, and we're going to get a fall at 4 minutes and 26 seconds here in the third
hands.
period, and a 16-point pickup for East Brunswick, increasing our score to 12-6 here in front of the Lady Bears. I'm sorry, in favor of the Lady Bears.
8-0.
Our next weight class brings us to 120. And for East Brunswick, we're going to see who takes the mat. No one has come out
choice?
yet.
It would be
It's a
choice,
green
red
bout.
Choice, yeah, I don't know what
I think we have Reg choice
What's
here,
that?
but they're going to confirm that here at the table. I
guys
believe
are
this is
even
going to
bout.
be, again, Reg's choice on the even bout.
Okay.
So whoever has the even bout will have to send out first. It looks like it's going to be Linden. They're going to have to present first. Then East Brunswick can counter with anybody at the same weight from within their squad that's weighed in under 120. So East Brunswick is going to send out their wrestler. We'll see if we get some names.
For East Brunswick, checking in right now at the head table, who you see here on your screen, that's Ciara Von Ness. But the referee, looks like we've indicated here in the gym a problem with the clock. So in the meantime, we'll talk to you a little bit about the team score, as there's been some back and forth real quick in this amount of time. You'll notice the East Brunswick team scores at 12. That's because they picked up a forfeit in one of the earlier bouts, and then they picked up a fall, which is worth 6 points. So that brings their score to 12. And then again, there was another forfeit the other way, Linden picking up 6 points. So our team scores 12-6 now going into the fourth bout of the evening. Linden wrestler with a quick 3-point takedown. Almost turned Van Ness to her back. She's going to work a far side cradle here, get over there hip to hip, and bring Van Ness back to the mat. Back exposed, shoulder blades down, and picks up the pin here for Linden. That's going to tie our team score 12 apiece going into the fifth bout of the evening. And we're going to move into 126 pounds.
This would be Green's choice now, right? Did you go to the table and check in? Okay. Shake hands. There you go.
So we're at 126 now, and our team score is locked at 12-12. Both wrestlers in a head-to-head tie, looking for inside control.
This is Cuomo for East Brunswick. Emily, 9-5 on the season. A junior, been wrestling for 2 years, 22-20 in her career.
I'm sure she picked it up. Her brother was a former East Brunswick wrestler. A rather successful one at that. So we got the wrestling bug in the house and in the bloodline. Emily 9-5 on the season. Also enjoys dancing in her free time. Enjoys wrestling. She enjoys the workout.
Not a whole lot of offensive action here. Both wrestlers tying up, looking for control around the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands. But nothing changing, nothing converting here to points or takedowns. So as we come into the final 30 seconds of this first period, score is still tied 0-0 in this bout. Team score still tied 12-12, 12 apiece.
Center.
You hear the referee saying center. In this situation, the referee's reminding the wrestlers not to wrestle near the edge of the mat. That's where we can pick up things like stalling, wrestling near the edge of the mat. Referees really want to see action at the center of the mat, keeping the competition in bounds. Choice is going to go to Green here. Green's going to take bottom. Green's going to really look for points here. Now, Stu, the score's tied 0-0 going into the second period. What leads to this decision here for East Brunswick to take bottom?
Well, a few things. It's probably our greatest opportunity to score a point, and if it should go into overtime, whoever scored first in that final 30-second period will have choice of position. So good strategy by the Lady Bears, selecting to start in a position where they feel they can score, and it did pay off because now Cuomo is on the board first. And it seems like it could be a tight match. There hasn't been any scoring yet, and we're in the second period. Both wrestlers looking for an advantage. Emily trying to step in, maybe try a throw. You know, some of the things that play into wrestling besides the technique is the conditioning. You know, tell us a little bit about that, Garrett, and how that plays in, especially when you get to the third period.
Sure. Well, listen, wrestling's 6 minutes of competition if you wrestle the whole thing. 2 minutes a period. There's 3 periods, so 2-2-2 for a total of 6 minutes. If you're wrestling a 6-minute match, that's kind of like sprinting
Yeah,
for 6 minutes straight.
It's a grind. There's no doubt. It's the longest 6 minutes of your life.
Center.
For our watchers, for our viewers at home, I want you to imagine this isn't just jogging around a track or even going for a walk for 6 minutes. This is really an all-out sprint for 6 minutes. That's a long amount of time to sustain continuous motion, continuous movement. So often where we see a lot of swings, a lot of matches swinging one way or another, it happens in that third period because wrestlers get tired.
Emily tried to throw there. Didn't feel it secured enough, so pop back up to her feet. Looking for a new shot.
We're still neutral here in the final 15 seconds of the second period.
Emily on top, virtue of the 1-point escape in the beginning of the second period. I like the Bears singlets with the name down the middle of the back. It's a nice look. I haven't seen those singlets yet this year. They're
Want to get set.
pretty cool.
Red's going to take bottom. Red's going to look to pick up a point of her own, if not two, for a reversal. So
Hands in
Red's
front
going to
of
work
line.
for an escape or a
Hands in
reversal.
front, no, in front. Put your hands here. Yep.
Well, Emily's going to try to
Okay,
keep
get
her
set,
on the
stay
mat,
set.
try to
Cover.
turn her to increase her lead. Points are at a premium here in this bout.
Especially with our team score still tied.
Emily working a bar on the near side, staying heavy on her. I mean, it's a tall task to keep your opponent down for 2 minutes, but that's Emily's goal here. She's got the bar on one side and half, and she converts it. She's going to pick up back points, if not more here. She's got the Linden girl exposed to the mat, so she's going to pick up back points. Once they leave that situation, the points are awarded. You see our official, Anthony Zullo, awarding the points. They've left the near fall position. Como on the far arm, back again. Going to pick up 2 more back points maybe. Let's see how the referee scored that. 2 in the bank.
Referee's holding 2. You'll notice he hasn't awarded the 2 points yet, and that's because that wrestler's still in the same danger. The move hasn't changed. Como here from East Brunswick still holding the same move that she earned those points with. So the referee's not going to award the points until she lets go of that move, resets, gives the defensive wrestler a chance to, well, do that, defend herself. And now that she has, she's picked up those additional 2-point near fall points.
So now they're awarding. She's going back in for more. So for the first 2 periods, there wasn't a lot of scoring, and the points are flying everywhere here in the third period. We went from 1-0 to 9-0 pretty quickly. So Emily's been grinding on top.
Now that we've crossed that threshold of 8 points and now a 9-point differential, now East Brunswick wrestler Emily Como here in bonus territory. So instead of just picking up 3 points for her team on a regular decision, when this match ends in 5 seconds, she's going to pick up 4 points for her team. A 1-point escape at the buzzer. Not going to change the team score, but it's going to change our bout score to 9-1. This bout's going to end here 9-1. East Brunswick's going to put 4 points up on the team.
Well, Emily really opened up there in the third. She's dangerous on top. Did really well with her pinning combinations.
Sure, and it made a difference, right? Picking up an 8-point differential is going to put some extra points on the board for East Brunswick.
And that's going to bring us to 132.
Linden?
And Linden has to put out first.
It's your choice.
So a little bit of a chess match goes on when there's multiple girls weighed in, each team trying to get the matchups they want.
Tell them your name.
So it's Linden on the mat first. East Brunswick deciding who they're going to send out. Let's see if we can get a name. Don't like to shortchange anybody of their 6 minutes of fame. We just only as good as the information provided to us.
For East Brunswick here, we have April Sarmiento.
Shake hands.
April's a senior, 3-6 on the season, 29-29 in her career, been wrestling for 3 years. She loves the sport, loves the sportsmanship. We've seen her out here on the mat for the last few years for East Brunswick. Took second place in the GMC tournament last year in 2024. We'll see how she does this upcoming week at the GMC tournament. We're here at the 132-pound weight class.
You know, Gary, we just did a boys match. Oh, it's almost.
We're not.
Sorrentino doing it.
We're still neutral.
Good job of keeping her hips up. Avoided that takedown. Sarmiento fought that off well. As
Nothing yet.
no points are awarded.
Sarmiento has a headlock there,
Needs
but
to get her hips up,
Okay,
though.
we got 3 there. We got 3 there.
So Linden's going to be on the board first with the takedown. Sarmiento pops back up to her feet and
One
picks up
neutral.
1.
score is going to be 3-1 here in this bout. Linden ahead of Sarmiento.
Sarmiento needs to cross face now, make herself heavy, try to spin around, and picks up 3 points of her own. And she's working into that right into a near side cradle. She's going to try to take the Linden wrestler over her, and she does. It looks like she's going to pick up some back points of her own. Let's see how many are awarded. It's 3 points signaled by our official. And that's going to quickly turn that 3-0 lead that Linden had into a 7-3 advantage for East Brunswick in virtue of the escape and takedown and followed by the 3 back
Green,
points.
your choice.
Time expires now in the first period. Sarmiento up 7-3 over her
Defer
opponent
to you.
from Linden.
Bottom.
Red has choice because this is an even bout. It's the 6th bout of the evening. Red's going to defer choice to green. Sarmiento takes bottom. Sarmiento looking to pick up some additional points either on an escape or a reversal. Linden opponent here going to try to keep Sarmiento on the mat. You hear the ref saying off the throat, off the throat. He's giving that top wrestler here from Linden just a reminder, you can't block the opponent's nose, their mouth, or their throat. Otherwise, a move becomes potentially dangerous. And safety is our most important concern in wrestling.
Still red.
Ref indicating with his red hand there, still red, showing that Red still had control, but it wasn't enough. Sarmiento managed to pull through the escape, picking up 1 point for that escape, bringing our score to 8-3 in this 132-pound bout.
April is senior. Her favorite subject in school is marine biology. And teacher, Mr. Gates.
Sarmiento in on a double leg. Linden sprawling.
We're still neutral. Three.
3 points picked up by April, increasing her lead to 11-3 here with 30 seconds to go in the second period.
Stu, we spoke to each of the wrestlers before the match and got some insights from them. April just wanted to give a special shout out to her partner who lives some states away but can't often make it to their matches, but does continue to support April from far away. So shout out to April's partner here. And that's the incredible thing about wrestling, right? The more support that we surround the sport with, the more we see wrestling continue to grow. Time expires in the second period. Sarmiento ahead 11-5. We're going to go into the third period.
Red takes bottom.
Red takes bottom. Remember, Red deferred their choice from the second period to the third period. Red's going to take bottom here.
Set, stay set.
A couple of these matchups occurred last week at the Elizabeth Minuteman tournament where, you know, a lot of these girls have competed against each other in different events. And I believe Linden was also in the Bear Classic, so there might have been some common opponents as well in that matchup.
Here in the third period, Sarmiento really wants to pick up a couple more bout points, enabling her to extend her bout score lead and hopefully pick up some more bonus points for her team.
So in addition to dual meets, we see a lot of girls tournaments, jamborees, where girls have the opportunity to wrestle and grow the sport. Rachel Daddio, the East Brunswick coach, has been a pioneer of girl wrestling and really done more than her fair share to get girls wrestling on the map, not only in New Jersey, but nationally. She put such an effort and care into growing the sport. You could just see how it's paid off as April picks up a pin in 5 minutes and 6 seconds.
Green, raise your hand.
And that's going to bring East Brunswick's lead to 22-12. East Brunswick on top on our team score.
That concludes the 132-pound weight class. We're going to move on to the 138-pound weight class.
Right?
And Green has to send out first. And it's going to be DeMaya for East Brunswick against a continued unknown from Linden.
Very good. Good luck to you.
So we have Becky here from Linden against
Okay.
DeMaio from East Brunswick. Ari DeMaio,
No.
a
Nothing.
sophomore from East Brunswick, 15-2 on the season, 35-12 on her career. Becky, a senior from Linden, with a takedown and near fall swipes.
We got two.
DeMaio rolls through. Becky able to pick up two additional near fall points. She's now ahead 5-0 over DeMaio.
Don't count DeMaio out. She's a seasoned competitor. She pops up. She needs to get her hips out. And maybe she can convert this to a reversal. She could have her escape by backing out, but she's hungry for the two, and I think she's looking aggressive, and she's going to pick it up here. And she's careful there not to avoid the slam call, and then B, the crossface is a little aggressive. If you come across too aggressive that crossface, you're going to see the referee blow the whistle and give out a technical violation. She might have got away with one there. It was kind of borderline, as was that drop to the mat. You have to bring your opponent down secure, but nothing like a good wake-up call for your opponent and setting cadence. Like you said earlier, it is a aggressive sport. Whether it's boys or girls, these wrestlers go at it, and they mean business. And
Staying on green. We're staying on green.
you can see Ari's determination out there. She is aggressive. She got caught there, and she has to bridge now to get out of that situation, or she's going to get caught. And she is caught for the fall, as well as she was doing. Like I said earlier, that pin is the equalizer. No matter what the score, the pin ends the match, and Linden picks up 16 points on the fall.
Those 16 points are going to close the gap here on the team score.
You learn from your losses, Garrett.
You sure do.
Red choice, right?
In that situation, she only had 20 seconds left in the period and got caught. And it happens. But she'll come out tomorrow, be a better wrestler because of it. Our team score now 22-18. East Brunswick over Linden as we come into the 145-pound weight class.
The girls actually smile when they come over to check in.
Shake hands, guys.
Unlike the miserable guys, you know? I didn't really have the opportunity to talk to Rachel too much before the match, but I'm curious how much the weight cutting and plays into the girls wrestling. I know some of the boys look to optimize their position by, cutting a few pounds and trying to get to a lower weight class. I'm not sure how that works with the girls. I'm going to have to get some clarification on that myself. I'm still learning too.
Both wrestlers working for control here in the neutral position. We saw a couple attempted headlocks. We're looking at a couple attempted trips.
So we got a tight team score here. We're at 22-18 at 145 in favor of East Brunswick.
We're still neutral.
Linden here on trying to get a front headlock, but not able to secure it due to the hand control of the East Brunswick wrestler.
We're still neutral.
We're still neutral. You hear the referee saying we're still neutral. He's telling the wrestlers on the mat that neither of them have gained an offensive advantage and no points have been earned. You might hear the ref say things like that throughout the match, throughout the evening. That's just to help the wrestlers know where they're at in terms of the current situation. The strategy looks a little bit different depending on if you've gained or lost control.
No score yet.
No score yet, you hear the ref say. So we're still on the line. We're still neutral. We're still wrestling in the neutral position here in the final 35 seconds of the first period at the 145-pound weight class. Both wrestlers looking to gain hand control, gain control of the head. Linden in again on a attempted front headlock. And trying to grab a leg as we get near the edge and we go out of bounds.
So what is considered out of bounds, Garrett?
So new rule this year, and the out-of-bounds rules changed over the last couple of years for our viewers at home. If you've watched wrestling or followed wrestling, you've seen inbounds and out-of-bounds change a little bit over the last couple of years. Well, this year, inbounds is considered 1 point of contact on the mat inside the circle. So as long as there's 1 point of contact of either wrestler on the mat, physically touching the mat and inside the circle or on the line, it's considered inbounds. With that buzzer, we come to the end of the first period.
A lot of action there in the first period, just no points. So we're going to have Linden select defer.
Going to defer. Red's going to defer. Green.
And East Brunswick is going to select, I'm going to think bottom, try to score first.
Green's going to go down. Face me.
Green's going to take bottom. As you said, they're going to try to score and escape.
Check.
They're going to try to get a reversal.
Check.
So East Brunswick's got to get busy on bottom. As you see, exploding up to the middle. But she gets caught on the way up, and Linden has her on the ropes. She's going to pick up some back points. There's a lot of time left in this match.
Referee's holding some near fall points, hasn't awarded them yet, and now he does. He's just waiting for that situation to settle itself out. Awards 2 near fall points. That's the first points on the board of this match.
Neutral.
And we're going to go out of bounds here. As we're going out of bounds, the Linden wrestler who picked up those 2 near fall points, the Linden wrestler lost control of the East Brunswick wrestler. In that situation, the referee awarded a 1 point escape. So our score is 2-1 here. We're neutral. Well, again, a lot of action, especially near the edge of the mat, and a score that doesn't tell that same story. One minute left here in the second period at the 145-pound weight class. East Brunswick wrestler in on a single leg, trying to pull it in. She's got her hands locked on that single. If she could just suck that single in, get her hips high, and turn the corner, she could get a takedown. The Linden wrestler sprawls out to avoid that, breaks free of the clasp, spins around, grabs the hip, and secures a 3-point takedown. Those 3 points is going to bring Linden's bout score here to 5. 5-1 Linden over East Brunswick at 145 pounds. Linden's going to look to maintain control on the mat, keep the East Brunswick wrestler down on the mat in the final 20 seconds here of the second period. East Brunswick trying to get to their feet, trying to get an escape, not enough, 10 seconds. And if she backs out here, she gets 1 point. at the buzzer and going out of bounds because the Linden wrestler lost control of the East Brunswick wrestler. East Brunswick picks up 1 point for the escape.
Red choice.
It'll be 5-2 going into the third period.
Down. Red selects bottom.
Remember, red deferred in the second period, so red's going to get choice now in the third period.
Real quick, my time, my time.
Red's going to take bottom. You notice the official said, my time, and that's because when headgear adjustments are made, referee has the discretion to use their own timeout for that, and that's just a safety reason.
A little bit of a courtesy.
Okay, let's go. What would you like, bottom? Red takes bottom. Face me.
Red's going to take bottom.
Our official's doing a good job of keeping the match moving.
Get set.
As an official yourself for 45 years, talk to us a little bit about the way that an official controls the match.
Well,
or should I say keeps the match under control.
We're going to get a locked hands call. We'll come back to that in a second. And referee's going to blow the whistle. And, well, in the middle of a move, the wrestler picked up a reversal, so he's not going to stop it. So it was a 3-point move. 1 for the locked hands and 2 for the reversal. I mean, as far as being the referee, you just want to maintain control out there and keep it safe. That's your primary responsibility out there, is that the wrestlers stay safe. If you see something that could be potentially dangerous or illegal, you want to be quick in stopping that to avoid any injuries, especially, at this point of the season where all the good stuff's coming up, the regionals, county tournament. You want to give these girls every opportunity to stay safe.
In this situation, East Brunswick's down by 6 points in this bout. Going to want to keep that there because any additional points here earned for Linden could risk East Brunswick giving up bonus points on the team score.
With only 4 bouts to follow, every point here on is going to be crucial to the team score. And East Brunswick's going to could pick up 6 points here, if not more. Looking for a fall, and what a turnaround! That's why you're never out of it. You're never out of it.
Like you said earlier, it's the ultimate equalizer. You could be down by 14 points and come back and pin your opponent in final seconds, and we just saw that. So a 6-point addition to the team score here for East Brunswick, 28-18. Going into the 152-pound weight class,
and that pin could turn out to be quite huge as we figure the team score. So Garrett, as I'm sitting here after watching a whole boys match and 2/3 of a girls match, I think I'm just observing. I think that's a new mat for East Brunswick. I don't recall ever seeing that in the past, but looks like it's multiple pieces, easy to move and carry, and everybody remembers schlepping those big Resolites around and bringing them from the sub gym out here to set up. It looks like this new mat system for East Brunswick's a beauty out here.
Much lighter and multiple pieces. East Brunswick wrestler here with a quick throw and a quick takedown. 3-0 here as they wrestle near the edge of the mat. Wrestling is going to continue near the edge of the mat. As I mentioned earlier, 1 point of contact inbounds on the mat means the wrestlers are still in bounds. So wrestling might expand a bit further towards the edge of the square, the mat space. But wrestling will continue with 1 point of contact inbounds. East Brunswick
wasting no time, picking up a fall at 152.
6 more points on the board for East Brunswick. Now 34-18. That's a really nice spot for East Brunswick to be sitting in as we come into the final 3 bouts of the evening. We're going to move on to 165 pounds.
Well, it's still not a virtual lock. Linden could pick up with 3 pins, 16 points, and win 36-34. So we don't have a lock yet, but we're in good position for East Brunswick here with a substantial lead at 165. We're going to be followed by 185 and 235.
For East Brunswick here, we have Faith, a junior, 7-5 on the season. Her first year wrestling. Actually, I think she's only been wrestling for a couple of months. She came out strong, definitely the aggressor in the first 15 to 20 seconds, coming out looking for a tie-up, driving forward. Linden wrestler here looking for a front headlock, not able to secure it. Both wrestlers wrestling in the center of the mat, looking for a tie-up, looking for hand control. Faith with a big lift and turn and brings her opponent down to the mat, securing a 3-point takedown. Now she's looking to get a turn. Her hips get high.
1, 2.
And yet she's still able to secure a couple of near fall swipes, exposing the Linden wrestler to their back. Referee's holding 2. The reason he hasn't awarded those 2, again, is because it's still the same move, same position. Linden wrestler still in danger. Need to give the wrestler a chance to reset before awarding the points.
Don't let that on 2, 3, 4.
And while our referee tonight, Anthony Zulo, swipes for near fall, we'll talk about another change, which is to our near fall points.
4.
Near fall points now. You can either earn 2, 3, or 4 points. You get 2 points for 2 seconds, 3 points for 3 seconds, or 4 points for 4 seconds.
No need for that 5th swipe anymore.
No more 5-second swipes.
Okay, Red, your choice.
Choice is going to go to Red.
Defer.
Red will
Green,
defer
your
to
choice. Green's going to go neutral.
And Green's going to go neutral. So Faith
Let's go.
selects the neutral position here
Right
in
over
the
here.
beginning of the second period. The choice is going to come back to Linden in the beginning of the third period. Faith is up 7-0 over her Linden opponent.
This is the second of 3 2-minute periods, just like the boys. Just got to let go of that head.
Not yet, not yet. Not
Stu
yet,
just have to
not
stay
yet,
on that
not
leg.
yet,
Try to
not
get to
yet.
her belly and avoid the turn.
Okay, there's 3. 1, 2, 3.
So the Linden wrestler picks up the 3-point takedown. And now trying to pick up some back points.
You okay?
Referee's going to stop it
4.
for potentially
Injury time.
dangerous.
It's 3 + 1. Injury time, bottom.
So when the referee has to stop the action for the bottom
you guys
wrestler in a
got a
pinning position,
Yeah,
one
you got
extra
clock?
back point is awarded from
Yeah,
that
you're on the
earned.
phone, 1.5 minutes.
So if 3 were earned, 1 for the stop, so that's 4 back points for Linden. So it's going to tie our bout at 7-7.
And how quickly a 7-0 match became 7 apiece.
We got a good one here at 165.
So talk to us a little bit about what happens now. The referee indicated injury time. What happens now?
So there's 90 seconds total you can use.
Yeah, penalty
If the
1.
90 seconds expires, you would lose the match by
Where's your timer?
default if you could not continue. You do have
30 seconds.
2 stoppages, the total
30
90
seconds
seconds,
used.
but on the second, if you take a second injury time, your opponent would have choice on the restart. So this being the first injury time,
cut
the
it.
time's recorded.
Write down how much time you used.
Referee instructing the table to write down how much used so he knows how much is left should there be a second East Brunswick timeout. And again, if East Brunswick does take a second timeout, the opponent would have choice on the restart. And quickly, Linden working right into a near side cradle, stepping up. I mean, the girls use the same technique as the guys, and it's come a long way in the last couple years from when I first started seeing girls wrestling to now. It just blows my mind at how far they've come in such a short period of time. Linden has East Brunswick on the ropes and picks up a fall and 16 points.
Those 16 points,
Shake hands.
like you said earlier, are going to be critical here to this
Red,
team
raise your
score. So that's going to bring our team score to be 34-24. It's still anybody's match, anybody's duel, as we have 2 bouts left in the evening. East Brunswick needs to pick up a win at 1 weight class
Green
here.
choice, right? Is it green?
And in fact, looking ahead, I could be mistaken, and we're going to find out in just a couple of minutes, but I believe East Brunswick's actually giving up a forfeit at 2:35. So while the points aren't on the board yet, if that happens to be true, then East Brunswick needs a win here to secure the win.
Nothing like a little pressure.
That's right.
Oh, you did all right?
And if East Brunswick
Shake
does
hands, guys.
lose here, they need to
Shake hands.
lose by
Again.
7 points or less. So this match here really could
Pivotal.
decide the duel, and in fact probably will.
So East Brunswick needs to win here or certainly keep it close.
So again, for our listeners, we're at the 185-pound weight class. We're expecting a forfeit for East Brunswick at 2:35. So this could be our final wrestled bout of the evening. Our team score 34, East Brunswick to Linden's 24. A win here crucial for either side. For East Brunswick, it would secure the victory. And for Linden, it would close the gap and make a win on this dual meet possible.
Center, center.
For East Brunswick, we have Marisol Tora,
Center, ladies.
who actually weighed in at 165 pounds tonight, wrestling up to 185. And visually, you may be able to see the weight difference. Giving up probably at least 20 pounds here.
Well, I'm sure she's aware of the team score,
Green takes neutral.
knows her job,
Base
knows
base,
what she
right
has to
middle.
do.
Come on, let's go. Ready?
The key here for Marisol, again, is either win or lose small. Win or lose small. No score in the first period. We're still tied 0-0. It's a competitive match as we move into the second period. We'll start in the neutral position here. Both wrestlers fighting for control on the head, the neck. We're not seeing any shots, but we are seeing a lot of pummeling. East Brunswick wrestlers going to want to avoid backing up here. Going to want to just circle, keep the wrestling in bounds, keep the wrestling going forward so you don't put yourself at risk of picking up a stall call. Instead here, Marisol's in on a single, switches to a double, needs to pop up and cover the hips, and she does, earns 3 points.
Awesome counter.
Now 3-0 here for Marisol as we come to the final minute of the second period. Marisol is going to look for a turn here. She's trying to get her hand underneath to get a half Nelson in. Bottom wrestler kind of bundling up down there. You hear the ref saying, gotta wrestle, gotta move. Seconds left in the second period. Marisol looking for a turn, looking for swipes, exposes Linden's back, gets the swipes, and secures the pin. And that pin is going to secure the victory for East Brunswick tonight. Team score for East Brunswick's going to
Green, raise your hand.
Advance to 40 points on the board to Linden's 24. And if East Brunswick does put out the forfeit, we'll see 6 points here for Linden. Linden is sending a wrestler out at 235 pounds. East Brunswick indicating from the bench it's going to be a forfeit. Linden's hand's going to get raised. It's going to put 6 points on the board for Linden. And it's going to bring our final score here. The Bears of East Brunswick with 40 points. And the Tigers of Linden, 30 points. So our final score tonight, 40-30.
How many?
A victory for East Brunswick over Linden here tonight on Alumni Night. This was a girls duel, an all-girls duel matchup between East Brunswick and Linden. From the broadcast booth, Garrett Kohn here with my dad, Stu Kohn. Just want to thank you all for tuning in. Congratulations to East Brunswick on the victory, and we look forward to seeing the future of girls wrestling continue to grow. Thanks, everyone.